Now let's talk about where this Auragold and Lunaria situation actually broke down and what this both sides needed from the beginning. This situation didn't fall apart because someone was necessarily rude, but it fell apart because there was a lack of structure from the beginning. First of all, there was no clear deliverables. Once there is payment involved, you need to outline the deliverables. And the tricky part is when you want to work with an influencer, you want them to use their brand language so that you can be able to sell, and they can also advocate to you, to their audiences, but you need to have deliverables. What products do you want them to highlight? You've sent them a whole box of a lot of your products. Do you want them to highlight all, or do you want them to highlight more specific parts, or do you want them to do 2 videos for for multiple products, or do you want them to just showcase what do you want to achieve? But you also have to give influencers the freedom to make a choice in how they want to speak to their audience. It's a delicate balance in terms of the deliverables and the structures that you want to put in place for the influencer. Secondly, there was no set deadline. If one person thinks that there's flexibility and the other person thinks that the time is running out, you need to communicate this from the get-go. This is where you're going to exchange a lot of emails and a lot of text. Don't just do it over a call, or even if it's a call, do a follow-up email communicating what you had already said. That this is what we said. I'm really grateful for the communication and the call. This is what we said. This is a deadline that we said. So don't assume a lot of things. This is business. This is impersonal. So don't work on assumptions. Communicate clearly. Thirdly is creative control was given without creative direction. See how I interchange the two. Creative direction is basically you saying that this is the main product that I want to sell. I want to sell this for November, like the Black Friday, or I want to promote it as my Christmas offer. So of course you giving creative direction gives an idea of what is the intended purpose of your collaboration. You don't just tell them to do what they feel like. What is the hashtags that you want them to use? What is the captions that you want them to use? What would you like for them, even as you are giving them creative control, for them to replicate? And what is too far for you? Like for example, like mentioning competitors' brands can be too far of a reach in terms of comparison. So what is too far? What is the creative direction that you want to give them, even as you are giving them creative control for how they usually make the content? Then there's communication. Follow-up is normal, but like I know it's minor, but put follow-ups in the contract. So you want to say, like, it's something that I've seen graphic designers do. How many revisions do we have to have in one graphic post? Think about how many follow-ups are okay with you, and it's also sort of a matter of communication and a matter of just goodwill. Let the follow-ups also not be too many. Like you have decided to do an email follow-up, a text follow-up, and then a call follow-up. Those are 3 forms of follow-up. You don't have to call. If that person doesn't pick up, you can do a follow-up text. So just to create that professional type of interaction. This is why I'm sharing these 2 checklists, one for influencers and one for brands. If you're an influencer or a brand, you need to pause and screenshot, because this is going to be very valuable when you're coming up with a contract, when you're engaging, and the questions that you usually have back and forth when you are engaging with an influencer or a brand. I'd really like to make a list of the best influencers that I think that people really sleep on, and how to choose influencers. If you're a brand, you need to know how to choose influencers, because not every influencer is good for you, even though they have numbers. And if you are an influencer, you need to stick around so that you know how to package yourself for influencer branding.